Lydia and the damaged path it left in its path.
And as we get closer to the annular eclipse, the tips from a UAB eye doctor on how you can safely view it.
Plus, fall is in the air. We'll let you know the latest on the changing colors, plus where best to see those colors in our area.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Hey, we got a little rain out there. You know, as we talked about here on First Alert Weather Extra, it really makes those colors come out, those fall colors. So hopefully that helps us out.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely be nice. Thanks for joining us here on Weather Extra tonight. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. We've got Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt and Meteorologist Tania Michelle. The gang's all here this evening.
Yeah, certainly appreciate you staying with us right here for Weather Extra. And we've got a lot that we're going to be talking about, including had a chance to speak to a specialist at UAB about the eclipse that's coming up. You know, there are some questions. We're looking at some of the data. Will we be able to see this thing actually on Saturday? Will it be cloudy?
Yeah, hopefully not,
Yeah.
but we also want to give you guys some safety tips on how to safely view it too, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, we certainly are. I think right now that we're still in pretty good shape, but there is a front. There's a system that we're going to be watching. Let's talk about the next big thing here coming up for this weekend. And first off, right now, we've got rain potential out there happening with the showers spreading over the area. Pretty good coverage of wet weather spreading in from the south and west. You can see we're covered up here across Alabama. Temperatures in the 60s. It's mostly light precipitation that we have at the moment. This is not heavy rainfall, but it is light rain. Heavier stuff in areas to the south. As you can see on First Alert AccuTrack, again, it's nice to see this kind of coverage of rain, and it's actually reached in North Alabama. I had a lot of folks checking in today. Wes, I'm in Coleman. I'm getting some rainfall, parts of Blount County, and those were areas where we were thinking that we might just be just to the north of the rainfall, but we did get some showers and we still have some rain. And this is going to stick around for several more hours. I mean, this is going to happen late into the night, so that is nice to see. As you can see here on our forecast, through this evening, 80% chance of rain by 10 p.m. tonight, still a 70% chance for shower activity. And then tomorrow morning out the door, looks like a dry start to the day, and we'll have morning temperatures down into the 50s. So I'll be back in a few moments. We're going to take a closer look at the forecast situation for Friday and again for the solar eclipse coming up as we look ahead here on Weather Extra.
And in the tropics, after rapidly intensifying overnight in the Pacific Ocean, what was Hurricane Lydia is now a tropical storm. Now, Lydia made landfall near the resort of Puerto Vallarta as a Category 4 hurricane Tuesday night with winds of 140 miles per hour. This is after being a Category 1 hurricane shortly before making landfall. Several homes had their roofs blown off and dozens of trees were knocked down. This was one of the strongest landfalls on Mexico's west coast since Hurricane Patricia in 2015.
And as I noted, as we prepare for the annular solar eclipse that's happening Saturday, just want to stress we're not going to see the entirety of this thing, but it will be a partial eclipse for us. I spoke with Dr. Jennifer Craig from UAB Eye Care about how you can safely view the eclipse. We're joined by Dr. Jennifer Craig with UAB Eye Care, and we're so excited. We've got the solar eclipse happening this week. For us, it's going to be a partial eclipse, so it's all important that we have the proper eye protection. Dr. Craig, tell us all about the eclipse glasses and why we need these.
That's right, yeah. So it's really important to have the proper eyewear to look at the eclipse. Unlike the eclipse we had a few years ago, this is not going to be a total eclipse. So there's not going to be a time where you can safely view the eclipse without safety eyewear. So please get some eclipse approved eyewear and wear it the entire time. Alabama is not going to be in the path of the full eclipse, so please wear them the entire time.
Well, I was looking on the pair that I have from 2017 that says discard and do not use after 3 years, but you say that for some of these that they can be reused.
I was doing a little bit of research before. If you're say that you should discard it after 3 years, you may want to get a fresh pair. At a source I was just reading, it said that if you inspect the lenses and they aren't scratched or damaged in any way, it's probably safe to still use them, but it may not be a bad idea to get a fresh pair.
Yeah, it's never a good thing to look at the sun, right?
The thing that we're worried about is something called solar retinopathy that can cause permanent central vision damage, where you just will have a little flick of missing vision, and that's permanent. So we want to protect, especially kids that are going to be looking at the eclipse. Make sure that you are supervising them at all times with the safety eyewear. Make sure they don't peek around them.
We certainly thank Dr. Craig for joining us on this topic. And Dr. Craig also told me, said, hey, you don't have to wear these glasses around all day. It's just when you are viewing the eclipse, because if you ever put the eclipse glasses on, as you know, it's very difficult to see. But be sure to tune in to Weather Extra tomorrow as we show you how you can actually create your own homemade solar eclipse viewing device.
Definitely looking forward to that, Wes, but I do want to talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday is my Sunday. I'm off on Tuesdays, but I went on a weather visit yesterday and want to show you how it went. Take a look. A trip to Pickens County was a trip worth taking. Carrollton, Alabama, with a population of less than 1,000, is truly making a difference in the lives of young children.
I made it, guys.
This is where I pulled up to the place where it all happens, the Pickens County Community Action Head Start and Early Learning Center. Program assistant and data manager Demika Lark gave me a tour of the school. This is so cute. I love the painting. Before taking me to the school's playground. What do you see in the sky right now? You see some clouds. Where's the sun? Point to the sun. Point to the sun. Good job. You sure can. Let's head on inside. We went inside for cake and pictures. The kids helped me #fight the storm and definitely enjoyed being meteorologists for the day. We read my book, Weather Wonders, Exploring the Skies with Mom, and I can definitely say this is a weather visit I will never forget. And you can check out my book, Weather Wonders, Exploring the Skies with Mom, by searching for it online. Big thank you to Demika Lark and the entire team at the Head Start and Early Learning Center for having me. And I can't wait to come back and bring the First Alert Storm Tracker for the kids to see. We'll be right back in 30 seconds for more Weather Extra. Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Tania Michelle, and the trees in North Alabama are beginning to show their true colors as fall arrives, which is a cause for a celebration on Lookout Mountain. Meteorologist Fred Hunter visited with Randy Greider with the Matone Fall Festival to learn all about the festivities they have planned.
Well, a special guest here with us again on WBRC Fox 6 First Alert Weather Extra, and that's Randy Greider, who you see here. Randy is with he's executive director of the Mentone Art and Cultural Center. And Randy, you know, I'm looking at our expected foliage map, and it looks like up there in northeast Alabama on Lookout Mountain at Mentone, where you are, we are at the peak of our fall color, and so a great time of the year to be having our Mentone Fall Festival. I know you volunteer with that, and there are a lot of other people who are involved. Tell us a little bit about the Art and Cultural Center and about the Mentone Fall Festival, if you can.
Okay, well, we'll just start off with the Arts and Cultural Center is located right here in the heart of Mentone. We represent about 60 artists and makers from this area, and it's a great place to stop by. We also do arts education, and we have some special events, some musical events, and things like that. And as far as the Fall Festival, I think most people are used to the Color Fest that we had in the past. The organization that did that was not able to put it on, and a group of people from different organizations and just individuals came together and says, we're not going to miss the opportunity we know we've got people that always come. And so we rebranded it as the Mentone Fall Festival. It's on October the 21st this year. And what we're doing with it is to help do some repair work on the old Moon Lake School that's now Moon Lake Village. So the money raised from this festival will go to our old school here, the Moon Lake School. It is now an artisan village down there. Got some great volunteers that have came together. A pretty amazing group from different organizations and just different leaders in the community that really it organized and did this in the last few months, and we're excited about it up here.
Well, we're excited to have you on, and we also know that if there is a perfect time of year, and the spring is beautiful with the wildflowers and the rhododendrons, and summer, of course, it's always cooler on Lookout Mountain, but we also know that fall is the time of year, and wow, the colors up there. I always tell people, just drive down Lookout Mountain Parkway, and there is no greater place to see fall color. You don't have to go all the way to Tennessee or North Carolina. You can come right here to North Alabama. Mentone, of course, in DeKalb County on Lookout Mountain, and it's fairly easy to locate, and then there'll be directional signs, I'm sure, directing visitors over there to the village where the fall festival is going on.
And speaking of fall colors, Mickey Ferguson and meteorologist Matt Daniel give us a fall foliage update and when we'll start to see more pops of color in our neck of the woods.
So it is fall. We're waiting on those fall colors, of course.
Foliage.
I'm not saying it. It's a
Fall,
tough word.
Fall colors.
But let's talk about this. These are graphics, by the way, from Explore Fall, and they're from Evan Fisher. So thanks to him for providing this data. And this is the current fall colors that are out there as of October 9th. So this is relatively new data. And when you start seeing those orange and reds, that's when you're starting to see a lot of fall colors. So if you want to see the colors of those leaves change, got to travel pretty far to the north and into the northeast. Here locally, we're in the green, which means little to no color.
Yeah, we just had a few, but not much. But we have the forecast going into October the 16th, and we start to get a little bit of low colors here in the north, maybe north of 2059. But south of there, not much going on.
Not much going on, and of course those colors start to really blossom across the northeast and starting to develop in the mid-Atlantic. What about the forecast when it comes to the stress? You know, the weather can sometimes cause stress on the trees, and maybe the colors aren't nearly as vibrant.
Dry weather, windy conditions, things like that. Well, we're doing pretty good. Low stress on most of our trees, so hopefully we'll get some really bright colors to pop this season.
Well, when does that normally happen?
Let's take a look here, Matt Daniel.
Okay.
Early November, we start to see some of that going on into North Alabama, Central, South Alabama. Moving in, so we got another month to start really getting going there.
Yeah, so around Veterans Day, going in Thanksgiving, that's when we really see those colors become pretty vibrant across North and Central Alabama. And of course, it's a lot earlier to the north. So maybe you want to see some fall colors. Maybe you want to head on up to the Smoky Mountains.
Road trip, and if you do, well, this weekend we do have a decent chance of rain up there, but that's going to be knocking some of those leaves down. But enjoy your trip, and if you're up there and you do see some trees changing color and you want to share with the whole class, well, you can do so on our First Alert Weather app.
Da-da-da-da.
Yep.
Yeah, and definitely would love to see it. And if you look at those temperatures up in the Smoky Mountains next week, it's going to be pretty chilly. It's going to feel a little closer to winter with those high temperatures in the 50s. So
you know who I bet's got some great pictures is that dude named Evan.
That's right.
He shared the maps with us.
Yeah, appreciate it, Evan.
Yeah, thanks, Evan.
And still ahead on First Alert Weather Extra, the new NASA mission that could give insight into when Earth was created.
All right, time to check out the radar again and look at all this wet weather out there. In the back edge of the rain, it's still way back over into Mississippi. We have all this moisture that's lifting in, and if you check the First Alert weather app through a good portion of the day, we were covered up with rain, with hardly a drop of rain, and it was just having a very tough time overcoming the dry air. It's the first time in a while I've seen rain on radar all day and we not see hardly a drop. But eventually the moisture won out, so we've got showers falling across the area, and the moisture levels, the mugginess, that's come way up, and the rain's heavier in areas to the south. You get down in closer to places like Montgomery, could see over 2 inches of rain down in parts of South Alabama. But this isn't thunderstorm activity. It's not locally heavy downpours. It's just a light, steady rain that's going to be with us, it looks like, through at least 10, 11 o'clock for this evening. At least that's what the model data suggests. As you can see here, looks like 9 p.m., a good chance of showers. You check in with us tonight first at 9, and then after that point, well, the rain moves out, but the clouds don't quite go away. It looks like we're going to stay partly to mostly cloudy throughout our Thursday tomorrow. Won't be a dry day. Afternoon highs around 3 o'clock. We're close to 70, so a little bit cooler during the afternoon. But if you have outdoor, I know today with the rain moving in, it may have interrupted some projects you have going on outdoors. Tomorrow we will have another chance. Let's take it on into Friday, because Friday looks like we could see a few isolated showers making a return. You can see right there around 8 a.m. there's a trailing cold front on the way, and until that front gets here, we could still see a couple of showers in the mix, and especially once the front moves in early on Saturday. And it's the next big thing that we're going to be talking about as we get a little bit closer to the weekend. You can see as that moves in there Saturday 5 a.m. there's going to be a thin ribbon of clouds with this. So I mentioned earlier, as that moves in, it's going to be in that 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. window. The eclipse starts at 10:30, but the clouds should be moving out of the area as that starts. And then after the front, rest of the weekend, we are talking dry, clearing skies. It's going to be a great weekend for events like the Oak Grove Fall Festival happening here in Talladega County. 9 a.m., 68 degrees. By 1 p.m., the temperature there at 80 degrees with a mostly sunny sky. And also we have Kentucky happening this weekend. Big weekend in Tuscaloosa and the Northport area. As you can see there, lots of sunshine. Of course, it's homecoming for UA. So we got the parade in Tuscaloosa early Saturday morning. And for the parade, temperatures will be in the 60s. Again, maybe a few early morning clouds. 73 for the Miles College at Morehouse game. There will be a chance for rain early in Atlanta on Saturday. And then for Auburn, fans traveling to LSU, looks like sunshine. 74 at kickoff there at Tiger Stadium. And then UAB at UTSA, 79 degrees at San Antonio. That's going to be a little bit closer, of course, to where the peak eclipse happens. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, highs in the 60s, so noticeably colder with those lows back in the 40s. Another surge of fall air early next week, Lauren.
Well, Wes, NASA is less than 24 hours away from launching another mission to a one-of-a-kind asteroid that could provide clues to how Earth formed. I spoke with an engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory today, Ben Inouye, about the upcoming Psyche mission and what they're hoping to achieve. Can you tell our viewers what exactly an asteroid is?
Yeah, so an asteroid, they're generally thought to be the leftover building blocks of our solar system. They're the pieces of material that never built up enough mass to coalesce into a full planet. They can also be the result of impacts between different bodies of mass as the solar system was forming. So in essence, they're really interesting to the scientific community and us as humans, because they can show us some things about a time billions of years ago, and it can really help us understand how we got what we have.
Can you tell me more about what the Psyche mission is?
Yeah, so the Psyche mission, it's an interplanetary mission put together by NASA, and we are sending a spacecraft to go visit what's referred to as an M-type asteroid called 16 Psyche. Now, the 16 is because that was the 16th asteroid discovered. Well, we're pretty certain it's very heavy in metallic composition. And so one of the theories, and the leading theory, is that it is the remnant of a planetary core, where maybe it was forming some event resulted in everything getting blown apart, and so you just had the metal at the middle left over. But there are some other very interesting theories as well. And one of them would be that this body of mass was forming very close to the sun, so the solar winds were blowing away everything that wasn't metal inside of this. We'll just call it a mass for now, because in reality, we're really not completely certain what it is.
And what kind of keys, what kind of answers could we see from this asteroid? Have you all theorized on what potential you could see with these findings?
The primary theory being that it's a remnant planetary core. We're actually searching to learn things about our own planet and the other rocky planets, which we all believe have, we're fairly certain now that all of them have metal cores. So because there's no way we can actually get into the core of our Earth to go investigate it, we're going to have to learn by traveling millions of miles out into the solar system with this robotic spacecraft that we've worked for years now on putting together.
And the Psyche mission begins tomorrow, and the spacecraft will travel, forget this, 6 years, eventually arriving at Psyche in 2029. Now back here on Earth, here's a look at today's Weather Almanac.
All right, so watching, we got rain falling out there tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Watching the radar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about y'all. It looks real cozy outside right now.
Good nap time, Wes.
A little bitter we were here at work, but.
Yeah, you said nap time earlier. You know, it's like I always say, if you don't think the weather can change in Alabama, just wait one day. That's all it takes.
Oh, yeah. And we'll eventually see that sunshine back. We're hoping we'll get some good sunshine for the eclipse this weekend. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And what we're tracking, it looks like a cold front's going to be moving in Saturday morning. It's going to bring a few clouds, but hopefully that will sweep on through. We're actually talking to a local resident, First Alert weather watcher, a Fox 6 viewer who's actually in Odessa. We'll be watching the eclipse. We're going to check in, talk to him tomorrow right here on Weather Extra. We've got the open house coming up at the National Weather Service this weekend. You guys will be there.
Yeah,
yes, we will. High five,
Lauren.
Lauren.
We bought
Hope
some
to see you
candy
guys
for
there
it today.
Sure did.
I will be in Oak Grove. I'll be at the Oak Grove Fall Festival. We're going to be all over the place this
We'll
weekend.
see you this weekend. Hope you have a safe and happy Wednesday evening.